Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the round of 16 results, and then we're going to predict the quarter-finals. How exciting, we're at that stage already. So, we're going to look at what predictions I did, talk about the matches, talk about any controversies, and I want you to share your views in the comment section, of course. Looking forward to reading your comments. Okay. So, were there some shocks? Yes, there were plenty of shocks, but probably some of them you could see coming, and I could see this one coming. I actually predicted the correct score. In fact, the first day I was doing incredibly well because I got both scores right, and I put my booster on this one as well. So I said, after the way they played in the group stage, I was backing Switzerland. Italy just, for some reason, can't string two passes together. Some really concerning. Switzerland played really well, but Italy allowed them to because they couldn't link. There was no connection, or just no connection between the players at all. It was very unusual to see. I hope Italy can bounce back and do well in the Nations League and qualification for the World Cup, but that was just the entire tournament for them was just very, very poor. But Switzerland have impressed me, and we'll talk about my expectations for them in the next round when we get to the quarterfinals. So I predicted Switzerland would score first. I said Ndoye, but it wasn't. It was Freuler, I believe. At the top of my head. This is not working. Yeah, Raymond Freuler. 2-0, and then I also predicted this, although, to be fair, Denmark nearly got back in it. If I were Danish, I'd be a little bit upset, because although VAR got this decision correct, if you imagine this is like the guy's foot when the goal was ruled offside, it was like that much was offside. I mean, I want VAR to be used, but I don't think that's its purpose. I don't think you should be measuring like millimeters. Offside was a rule, remember, to stop someone when the opposite team was attacking and pushing up the pitch. This is the halfway line. The defenders have moved up to the halfway line. I'm Mr. Striker. I just go and stand next to their goalkeeper, and they can just get their goalkeeper to kick it long over all the defenders. I'm stood there, and I get a goal. That's what offside is. It's to stop you going behind if the defenders, because we got to a point where defending, you were encouraged to come up the pitch, to close the space, to try and win the ball back, and people were just standing over here, and they were just kicking it over, and then they were running on to goal, one-on-one. To stop that happening, the halfway line is the offside line. If you can't be offside in your own half, it's not meant to measure this much. I'm sorry. I do like VAR, I do agree with VAR, but it kind of defeats the object if you're using it to do that. I'm sorry. Don't even get me started on VAR. If I was American, the VAR, you should check out the video, Uruguay versus the USA. It was an offside goal. It was like literally offside. They checked it for ages on VAR, and they gave it. I mean, I'll come back to that in a different video, but unbelievable. So Denmark had a goal ruled out, and then the same player gave away a penalty 40 seconds later. I felt so sorry for him. And then Germany scored a second, and it was over. But, Denmark just couldn't get the goals, couldn't get the luck. It's not as bad as their performance in the World Cup, but they'll probably feel a bit hard done by. Okay. So I don't know how to spin this, but England were terrible. I mean, literally awful. But I said all along, Slovakia went 1 goal up. I said England win 1-0. Slovakia scored and then did that thing that they did in the group stage when they scored too early. It worked against Belgium, but only because VAR saved them. It didn't work against Ukraine, and it narrowly worked against Romania. And I knew that if they only had one goal, they wouldn't win the match. And it got to the 95th minute, and Bellingham scored that goal. I'm really sorry, England were incredibly poor, but it's moments like that, because obviously then Kane scored almost immediately into extra time, and he had been really poor prior to that as well. He was lucky to still be on the pitch, to be honest with you. I think that might kickstart England's campaign, so my opinion of them has changed. I still think they played really badly, but we'll talk about the Netherlands result in a bit. When you start to gain a bit of confidence as a team, you start gelling, you start playing better, and it could be the moment that actually kicks them up the butt and gets them to start playing better, because at the minute they're terrible to watch, just awful. So, plucky Slovakia, but if I were to give them a tip, I'd say don't settle for one goal and sit back. Keep trying to get a second goal. Talking about plucky, now we'll talk about Georgia. So I said Spain would beat them 2-1, and it was 4-1 in the end. It was Spain are looking so impressive, and 4-1, but Georgia played pretty well. The goalkeeper made some absolutely amazing saves, but still Spain scored 4-1. I said before the tournament I was worried about where the goals will come from. I genuinely think at this point in time they are the best team in the competition, because Germany weren't amazing against Switzerland or Denmark like they were against Scotland. Spain have just been consistently fantastic, but obviously they've got Germany next, so we're going to find out who's better. But that could have been the final for me, Spain-Germany, so it's going to be absolutely amazing, can't wait. Well done, Spain. Congratulations, Georgia, you've done your country absolutely proud. Obviously they went a goal up, and they must have been just in dreamland at the time. It's horrible to come down to earth again, but they'll be back, and I hope they've enjoyed their first tournament. We enjoyed watching them. Well done. I did not enjoy watching this. It was absolutely turgid, but I predicted a narrow win for France, 1-0, just like in, was it the World Cup? Quarter, semi-finals a couple of years ago. Narrow victory. It was an own goal in the end, unfortunately, for Jan Vertonghen, who looked absolutely crestfallen. I thought there were points that Belgium were playing better than France, but France have got this knack of playing badly but still winning in a way that England hasn't quite mastered yet, more consistently. So before the tournament started, I predicted France to win it. I'm getting less sure about that in every game, because again, against a very average Belgium team that before the tournament I rated, but in the tournament I didn't, France could narrowly beat them, and probably Belgium deserved to go to extra time. So yeah, France are not impressing me, but they'll continue to get far because they win when they're playing badly. And Mbappe's tournament hasn't really kicked off yet, has it? Okay, so Portugal I said would win 1-0. If Ronaldo had his way, that would have been what happened, but he missed his big moment. The most shots in the tournament have come from Ronaldo. I think it's 20, and no goal for Ronaldo. I read an article today saying that someone says that he's affecting the tactics and is making Portugal play worse. I said that about a year ago when they were in the qualifying campaign. I think they should not start him against France because I think they have a better chance of winning. The article was very convincing. They were saying that he's not pulling defenders away from where they should be or testing them. He's getting in the right places, but he's very predictable at the minute. Plus he's taken all the free kicks and penalties and stuff, and he's not scoring with them, so I think they need to focus the attack around Bruno Fernandes instead. Slovenia, can we just talk about them for a second? What a masterclass in defending. Absolute masterclass. So technically, because they lost on penalties, that doesn't go down as a loss. So Slovenia still haven't lost in like it's ages. I think it's something like 9 games or something. Ooh, that's amazing. Well done, Slovenia. It's just a bit. The thing when I watched the penalties, because obviously they didn't score a single penalty, and I remember thinking, oh, if you're going to play for penalties, then you need to practice your penalties, because when Wales played Poland in the playoff, you could see that Poland wanted penalties and they destroyed us in penalties. They scored all 5 and they were unsavable worldies right in the top bucket. So I think Slovenia need to practice their penalties, and actually with the way that they defended 90 minutes in 120 minutes, if they qualify for, say, a World Cup or something, they could actually get to a quarter-final, because you can't score against them. They're amazing. So kudos to Slovenia. And then I said the Dutch would narrowly beat Romania 1-0. It was actually 3-0, but it's a bit flattering, to be honest. I think 1-0 probably was about right, and the other 2 goals came towards the end of the match, when Romania were pushing forward. So I think it's a little bit of an unfair reflection on a very plucky Romanian side, that maybe the high press and pressing up the pitch, I think it just didn't work against the Dutch, who themselves can break at speed with such fantastic players up front that they've got. Cody Gakpo, for example, De Bay, Donny Mahler, Bergwijn. So yeah, I actually was very pleased with the performance of the Dutch today. I thought that they did really well. I said that they would reach a quarter-final. Can they get to a semi-final? It's looking a little bit more likely than it was yesterday, but I don't know if they're consistent enough at the minute. And then the last one, I said Austria would beat Turkey. My faith in Turkey is growing. 2-1 win for them. I want to talk to you about Austria for a sec. I still maintain that they've played the nicest football in the competition, and I hoped that they would go far. I did say in the last video that I thought that they could make the final, so this will be quite crushing for their team and their supporters. However, I did employ this tactic for Wales in FM Manager, the really high gegenpress, lots of sprinting, shots from everywhere, just shoot. And so in the same World Cup group as we had, so USA, Iran and England, and I think I drew the first match with USA, I beat Iran, I beat England with Wales, and I think it was like quite a game, it was like 3-2 or something. I scored in injury time. Nice goal from Aaron Ramsey, I believe. And then I got to so I finished top of the group, got to the knockout round. I had Ecuador, because Ecuador made it through in that particular scenario instead of Senegal in second place. And we were exhausted, absolutely exhausted, and we lost the game 2-0, and they were all over us. And I remember thinking at the time, oh my god, how can I go from beating England to losing with a whimper against Ecuador? And I actually thought about it for a long time, and I read some forums and stuff, and basically in tournament football there's only so far you can go playing like that. And I know they use their squad wisely and whatever, but if you're playing every 3 games, I think it works for a qualifying campaign where you've got 2 games back to back, and then you have a month away playing for your club. But I would be interested to see if they qualify for the World Cup, how far they can go, because I think they were just knackered. And Turkey, who play really passionately, they just play on adrenaline, don't they? But they do have talent, but they scored 2 headers from corners. They are a threat, and we'll talk about that further in a second, but I really enjoy watching them play. They're just fun, they're chaos, they're absolute chaos, and I'm kind of enjoying the chaos. So well done to Turkey. I was crushed for Austria. I thought that they could really do a lot in this tournament, but I wonder whether my theory on them just being exhausted is correct. Okay, shall we? So I got 80 points incidentally, which is my best since match day 1. So let's just have a quick look before I forget to do this. I'm 9th. I think I was 7th this morning, so the last 2 games didn't go too well for me. Gurki has just taken the top spot, well done. Cortina still, and then Schmandi has got up to set 3rd. Info in the box below if you want to join our league. And let's predict the quarterfinals. So Spain, Germany, I think it'll be tight. All the matches between the bigger teams so far have been boring. So I think it'll be something like 2-1 to Spain. Sorry, Germany. But I'm happy for Germany to win. But I just think that it's Spain's tournament to lose at the second. So first play to score. But their scorers are so unpredictable. You know, Olmo came off the bench and scored the other day. Shall I do Williams or Yamal maybe? But Williams. Okay, Portugal-France, I think this again will be really tight, but I'm gonna go, ladies and gentlemen, for a win for Portugal. Hopefully they drop Ronaldo and they just play with that amazing talent that they've got. I'm gonna say Jota to score the only goal against France, putting out the team I said would win the competition. Okay, England, Switzerland, these two could go either way. This side of the draw is really exciting in a different way to the other way, because these matches are going to be way more entertaining, because the teams just, particularly Switzerland and Turkey, aren't going to get this sort of opportunity again to get to a final without having to go through, say, a France or a Spain or a Portugal. So Switzerland, I actually think they can beat England. I think the most likely outcome is that England will narrowly beat them. It might go to penalties, but you know what, I'm going to say 1-0 to Switzerland. First team score of Switzerland, obviously, and goal scorer, who should we have? I was never going to guess Freuler last time, was I? I think I'll keep with Ndoye. I'll just keep guessing him. And then Team Unpredictable against Team Chaos. This is going to be the best watch. I think that's the one I'm going to enjoy the most Saturday night. I'll have a drink and I'll watch that, and it's going to be amazing. I'm going to say, oh god. So people have said 2-1, 2-0 or 3-1, so not back in Turkey at all. Tough luck. I'm going to, oh my god, this is it. 2-1. Turkey to score first. Maybe Turkey do what they did today and score 2. First play to score. I said Barış today, didn't I? I think Atagüler sort of is more of a creative player at the moment. Is going to be suspended. I'm going to do Barış again. He's so wonderful to watch. Okay, I'm going to put my money on, oh my god, am I going to put it on Spain? I think I am. Okay, do you think I'm mental? Probably. Tell me in the comments what you are predicting. Join my league. Click like, click subscribe, write me a nice comment, and disagree with me if you want to, that's absolutely fine. And I hope you found this video nice and relaxing, and I'll see you for the semi-finals. Okay,